welcome to Alex Talk Tuesday. My name is Alex Osteller, and this is Charlotte Thompson, or some of you guys know her as Charlotte from Chicago. I'm very excited for her to be joining the broadcast today. We have a lot of very insightful stuff for you to talk about. Our topic is actually your network is your net worth. And this topic is something we're both really passionate about as entrepreneurs and as students, because it's something that's so valuable today, the really concept of it's not what you know, it's who you know. And we're really, really excited to share with you guys all these insightful tips that we've learned along our way and hopefully help you guys in your journey too.
Yeah, so like Alex said, I'm Charlotte from Chicago, and the first thing that I want to share with you guys is my tip for remembering names. Because regardless of what you do in life, you are going to have to remember people's names. And the best tip that I was taught as a kid was the name of threes. So when you meet someone, use their name 3 times right after they tell you. But you want to do it naturally. So if I say, hi, I'm Charlotte.
Hey, I'm Alex.
Oh, Alex, nice to meet you. So, Alex, what do you do? And just bring it into conversation and just say it right back, because if you say it a couple of times, you're going to remember it. And at the end, I always try to close off too and say, again, Alex, it was so wonderful to meet you. And that's one of the best tips that I've learned throughout my years of just, okay, use the person's name again. And they notice it. They're like, oh, wow, they're actually paying attention.
Yeah, and it's so impactful whenever you remember people's names, because you're going to encounter in your journey as an entrepreneur, you're going to know so many people, and they're going to know you, but you're not going to know them, and that's really embarrassing on your part. So it really is great to always do everything you possibly can to remember people's names and to remember who they are, remember something about them, remember their story, where they're from, what they enjoy doing. Remember something about them that you can use in the future, because not only does it really establish a really strong, lifelong connection, but it also is really, really impactful to them, because showing that you took the time and you took the energy to actually put that effort into them, into simply remembering who they are, remembering something about them, then it really is going to set in stone that you truly do care about them, and it's really going to help you to build that connection and to build that relationship. So the second networking tip we have for y'all today is really think of some good conversational icebreakers.
So my 2 personal favorites are either to start with a question or with a compliment. With questions, it can be really anything, whether you're in line at Starbucks and you want to say, hey, what time is it? Or if you're in some event, you can spark up with anything, even as simple as like, hey, where'd you get your shoes? Personally, I like to go with a compliment because it brightens someone's day, and it's very natural, and it doesn't have to be something weird like, oh, who's this random person talking to me, but just being like, hey, Alex, I really like your watch. It can also spark up other conversations, because most likely Alex can be like, oh, thanks, and I've had a lot of people say, oh yeah, well, my grandfather got it for me, or it's a family heirloom passed down, or it's just, you never know where that conversation is going to lead, but it usually sparks up with something else, or you can ask a follow-up question. And yes, there's going to be some people that are not going to want to talk, that are going to be like, okay, who are you? But that's an easy way to judge, because someone just looks at you and goes, thanks. Then you know you don't really want to invest your time or waste their time with following up in conversation. So again, 2 easy ways to just spark up conversation with people. This can be anywhere, and I've done it probably everywhere. And it's just compliments and questions.
Yeah, and it really is impactful whenever you're doing these conversational icebreakers, because there's 2 main types of networking. There's networking that's genuine, and there's also goal-oriented networking. And I'm not saying goal-oriented networking is bad, it's actually really good, especially in the business world, but it's something that's really there where if you walk into a room full of people and you know, out of this group, I need to learn X, Y, and Z, then you have to adequately prepare questions that will get those answers from the people you're meeting with. Because what you do not want to happen is you do not want to walk into that room and be unprepared and try to be pulling these answers out of people or pulling questions out of people. You need to already know the questions that are going to ask that are going to generate the return and the answer that you need so that your goal and your task is achieved. Also with simple, genuine networking too, questions are great. Simple, who are you? Where are you from? Tell me something about yourself. What's one of your favorite memories? Just anything at all. It's a great way to build that relationship with people and to build it really fast. And it's a really great way to help establish that contact even stronger.
And one of the other things, as we touched on a little bit before, is just so much of the world runs right now on who you know. And not in a bad way, it's just people run with connections. So say some boss is saying, oh, you know, like we need a new accountant. And it's like, okay, well, you know what, my roommate is just about to graduate with an accounting degree, like, well, I could introduce you to her. And you never know what kind of connections that could come from just knowing a plethora of people. And I think that's one thing that just with the world, whether you're in business, if you have any sort of job, just knowing people is a helpful skill.
Yeah, and definitely whenever you're knowing them, make sure you also always follow up. Anytime you meet someone, always be sure to, whether you send them a text, send them an email, send them even a thank you card, a handwritten letter is so powerful, especially in today's world where it's usually digitalized. Following up in any manner is really kind of showing that you truly do care and you truly are there to really help build that relationship with them, and to just put in the effort to writing something or reaching out to them in another manner, and that you really want to take it to the next level to be more of a long-stage professional relationship.
And a follow-up doesn't have to be some elaborate thing, because people think, oh, well, that just takes too much effort. Literally shoot someone a Facebook message and say, hey, it was nice to meet you yesterday. You would be amazed what an impact that makes on someone from just a little small gesture like that. And another thing with just gestures is body language. That regardless of who you're talking to, you could not be saying anything and your body language is already just screaming at them. And so in American culture, one way to show that you're just engaged with someone is by eye contact, and by sitting up straight and having your shoulders back and just looking well put together and engaged. And it's just important to know your audience and who you're talking to, because as Alex and I are both big travelers, that dealing with Americans versus dealing with Europeans or East Asians, that there's different things there's different body languages, and you don't have to know all of them, but it's just important to pay attention, because some cultures don't like eye contact, but in American culture, that's something that someone could really be turned off. It's like, oh, well, why aren't they looking at me? Why aren't they paying attention to me? So just make sure that you're mindful of what kind of positioning you're giving off.
Exactly, especially you have to be very culturally aware about where you are located in the world, or even if you're domestically in your home country, even where you are, who you're around, what are you doing. If you're slouched over, is that good? If you have your arms crossed, is that bad? You have to be mindful of what your body's doing and what your body's saying about you, because just the way you are, your posture, people can have you 100% judged up before they actually even talk with you, before they actually even meet you, and that can even sometimes deter them from even breaking that bridge and talking with you, because it looks like you're very unapproachable. So definitely be sure to be very open and be very mindful of how other people are perceiving you, because it's very powerful in nowadays world to always have that type of openness and in the way you are in your interaction with people. Also, whenever you kind of going more off of the networking side, be mindful of where you are culturally, because, for example, if you're in China and you're giving someone a business card and you just pass it to them, they're going to get really offended, because the Chinese, it's very prestigious if you're saying, Charlotte, here is my business card, and you take it with two hands. It's a huge symbol to them that it's something that's so powerful, because they value their connections that strongly. So definitely be aware of that, be aware of where you are, and make sure you do not offend anyone just by simply tossing them a business card. Like in America, we toss them out like they're candy on Halloween.
And the Chinese don't hug. The Chinese do not hug. That is, as someone that's a big hugger, spending 2 weeks in China, I tried to leave someone, I was like, oh, it's nice to meet you, and they're like, what is happening right now? It's fine, shake it off.
Yeah, for sure. And the last tip we have for y'all today, whenever you're networking with people, is simply just be genuine. I mentioned this before, goal-oriented networking between genuine networking. Genuine networking is so powerful, because not only does it help better establish that connection, but it truly is a mindset. It truly is a way of thinking. Because if you can get into that mindset of wanting to walk into a room and leave knowing every single person in that room, that is genuine networking, and that is what's going to really get you places in life, because you're not going to no longer be forcing it. Of course, you do have to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone at times, but don't ever fake it. Always be genuine, always be wanting to know people. Don't be wanting to know them because they have something they could potentially help you, although that's not always 100% a bad thing, but genuinely seek to know who people are and seek to know others. And once you're able to really do that and get in that frame of mind, then genuine networking will help you build so many more relationships so much faster and help establish those for the long run.
Yeah, and a quote that I heard a couple years ago that has really stuck with me is that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's something that really just stuck with me. It's like, okay, you could be super smart, but if you don't care about anyone else that you encounter, you work with, people aren't going to care. And just a prime example of this is that when I'm back home in Chicago, I work at a health club and I work at the front desk, so I deal with everyone that comes inside, and I make a point to know as many names as I can and to know about them and know their story. And if people come into the gym, it's like, oh, hey, why are you wearing a knee brace? What happened? And follow up when I come home on like winter break and say, oh, how'd that knee surgery go? And people are like, how do you remember that? And it makes such a difference to them. And it's not like I'm angling to get something out of them. It's not like, oh, well, I know this guy and maybe in a couple of years he can introduce me to someone who's going to get me that big high up job. Like, no, the world just needs more genuine kindness, and just stop and smile at someone, and someone may smile back and be like, hey, how's your day going? And they might initiate it. But whether you're trying to meet new people, build your network, just be genuine and smile and just put yourself out with people, which may not be in your comfort zone, which life begins at the end of your comfort zone is my favorite quote. But still, nothing can go wrong from just being a little bit kind to people, because I'm pretty sure we can all admit that if we were all a little bit kinder to each other, the world would be a better place. So again, just be genuine with it, and this stuff will learn to come naturally. It may be difficult for you. It's like, oh, I'm not a good networker. No, just be nice to people, and relationships will follow.
That's so true. Well, thank you, Charlotte, so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. That's all the content we have for you all today. But please subscribe to my website. It is alexhosteler.co/subscribe, and I will be sending out notifications about upcoming blog posts or previous content I've already released. And also, please be sure to tweet at me. It is AH_entrepreneur, and I'll be answering your questions during the next broadcast. So, Charlotte, thank you again so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And again, I'm Charlotte from Chicago.
And I will see you next Tuesday.